How you doing, guys? It's Dan. It's been a while since I've done one of these videos, and I wanted to discuss the concept of the one-legged stool versus the four-legged stool. And in case you're new to the channel, basically my name's Dan. I have an exterior cleaning business and I make equipment for soft washing. And really the purpose of this channel is just to document my journey, essentially, share what I'm learning along the way. Maybe it's a bit more relatable than someone that's super far along. So I'm like maybe 5 years into business, maybe a bit longer than that, 6, 7. And the concept of the one-legged stool versus the four-legged stool. So the one-legged stool is very fragile. Imagine you're sitting on it. Someone can literally just kick the leg from underneath you and leave you flat on your ass. As it relates to your business, that could be having one way of getting customers. Let's just say, for example, you only have Google. That would mean that if something changes with the Google algorithm, you've got nothing else to hold and support your business. So the concept of the four-legged stool, I actually got it from a guy who I would sort of consider a mentor, James from Invest Answers on YouTube. And it was in relation to building wealth. And I thought, okay, this is exactly the same principle that could be applied into my business. So what I found was, when I looked at my own business, I only had a couple of ways of generating work. So I basically have recently taken a guy on, and he's doing our regular window cleaning work, which is a really great thing to add to the business, to add some recurring revenue that doesn't have to be found every month. Again, learning that from various other people online. James Sinclair he has a British entrepreneur who's got a podcast. So he would have the concept of not having to start from scratch every month, just put that into practice. And what I realized was I only had one way of getting clients. So I wish I'd have done this earlier, to not just get too cocky on being and get complacent about having one channel to get clients. So there's 2 new channels that I've added to my business. Thankfully, after taking somebody on, it's given me a lot more time to be able to work on these different areas, is adding email marketing to my existing business, which essentially is it's zero cost really to get new clients. So if you've already got a client list, it's an awesome way to re-engage your clients, to give you another leg on your table or chair that will generate business. So I've been working on that. That's worked okay so far. I'm just doing it bit by bit. And then the other channel that I've added to my business is the Facebook ads. Because I was relying too heavily on Google SEO, organic Google SEO with Google My Business. And then I was relying on Google Ads, Google AdWords. Now with this concept of the four-legged stool versus the one-legged stool, I realized that all of my marketing efforts and my vulnerability was based upon one platform, Google. So what I had to look at was you could call it like the attack vector of how I could get hurt the most. And what I found was that I could get hurt the most through being too heavily reliant on Google. And I saw it as a necessity to actually add more legs to my table. So yeah, I wanted to share that with you guys to give you an insight into maybe the importance of having more legs on your stool so they don't get kicked from underneath you and you land flat on your ass. I hope that helps. Peace.